Welcome back to Let's Read Judge Dredd. Today's episode is either named on another page or isn't named. We're calling this The Confessions of PJ Maybe Part 2. Let's go. After Frank and Rhonda Swindley, your next victim was your cousin Wilbur, yes? Yeah, while they were visiting, I adjusted the gyro of Wilbur's hoverpod, so... Not so as anyone would notice, but enough to put the steering out. Wilbur had it coming. He was always lording it over my dad. Pity about the pod, though. That was a 96 Stratus Sprite. You realize 7 bystanders were killed in that crash, don't you? Feel any guilt, remorse? Yeah, I guess. It was partly Wilbur's fault, too. He should have chose a safer place to crash. Yeah, psychopathic tendencies. Tendencies? So after Wilbur what, yes? He was easy. I used SLD-88 on him. I used something similar on Chester Haas. Chester Haas, you killed him too? As far as I know, Chester's still alive. There we are. Confessions of PJ Maybe Part 2. Once I had given Chester Haas the hypno drug, all I had to do was implant a suggestion in his brain and sit back and watch the fun. And our picture has him saying, "You're in my power, you big slob." And the Chester Haas says, "Duh." Seven Business Show says that rat Chester Haas is on. Of course, I told Chester to forget what had happened. Wouldn't want anyone linking his performance back to me. Chester Haas, co-director of Haas Brothers, your company just won the Justice Department trouser contract over longtime rivals emphatically, yes. Can you tell us how this coup was achieved? Quite simple, Mike. We put in a bid 20% below cost price. No way emphatically yes could match that. You're saying you're actually making a loss on the deal. Considerable, but don't worry, we'll just put up the price on our other lines, really soak the suckers for everything we can get. But the public? That public are morons, you could sell them anything. I brought along one of the new lines to show you. We call it the Emperor Pant. But there's nothing there. What do you think? A snip at $99.99. Exactly. And with the by appointment stamp on them, With the by appointment stamp on them, we'll sell 1 million before any of the dumb clucks realize. Like I said, you could sell the public anything. In the case we're selling them nothing. I don't believe this. He's gone stark staring mad. All I did was tell Chester to tell the truth. But the truth can be a dangerous weapon. That's why in business men prefer to tell lies. I have noticed that. Of course, once emphatically yes goes out of business, we'll just jack up our price on the judges again. They won't have anyone else to turn to. We're gonna make a mint. A mint! By the way, Mike, did anyone ever tell you what a stupid-looking gink you are? Hallelujah. He's played right into our hands. The judges are bound to give us that contract. Hey, Lena, why don't you come around for a while? I've got some good news. And and when you killed both your cousins, your Uncle Fuster was the final obstacle to inheriting the S fortune. It was a stroke of luck, really, passing that isolation ward. The idea just hit me all of a sudden. After Watt and Wilbur, Uncle Fusty's death had to be above suspicion. Purple sore fever was just the answer. I did have doubts, grave doubts, but a 13-year-old boy. You couldn't believe it, could you? Me being such a dunce and all. I checked on Chester Haas. He's still alive, all right. At present, confined to a private sanatorium in Sector 46. They couldn't take him telling the truth all the time. People can't stand that. They're not used to it. It disturbs them. Give him another dose of SLD 89. Tell him he can start lying again. That ought to cure him. And that brings us to the murder of Alger Haas. Not quite. There was Rodney Cowles. He was my girlfriend's ex. It was me who left the chopper foil surf pants outside his door, so he got struck by lightning. I guess you could call that murder, couldn't you? Alger Haas wasn't meant to die. It was all a terrible accident. You idiot, Chester. I've been talking myself hoarse, trying to pass your statements off as practical joke. I've had to guarantee the judge's 5-year deal at 30% below cost. And if we're not careful, this could break us. What on earth got you to say such damn fool things? I just told the truth, Alger. Is that a crime? It is when it's gonna ruin us. Good God, man. Nobody in their right mind tells the truth. I do, Alger. I like telling the truth. Point proven. By the way, while we're on the subject, remember when you were 18 and you started wetting your bed again? What's that got to do with anything? I have to be honest, it was me. What are you talking about? I used to sneak in and do it after you were asleep, splish splash all over you. You were such a sound sleeper. I'd like to tell you how sorry I am, but to be honest, I'm not a bit sorry. It was a damn good laugh. Little Algie wet pants, they used to call you. It got so you were frightened to go to sleep, remember? But in the end, you'd always drop off, and then I'd sneak. Then in I'd sneak. You're sick, Chester, you know that. Sick. I'm sick. You're the one who tells lies. No, they can't. Something wrong, PJ? What? No, Lena, nothing. I couldn't believe it when I read the report. Haas Brothers had taken a bigger loss than they figured, but that didn't help us any. They still had the contract. Just went to show you could never trust the judges. I considered writing to the Justice Department to complain, but decided that wasn't smart. Instead, I flew over to the Haas Brothers. In a Dumbo plane, apparently. PJ, maybe to see you, Mr. Alger. If emphatically yes was going to get that contract back, then I had to give the judges something they couldn't turn a blind eye to. Just come to offer my condolences. Hope Mr. Chester is feeling better. Not that I've noticed the man's mad. I'm having him committed. Have a candy? Just a minute. You were here the other day, weren't you? Wouldn't be surprised if you had something to do with my brother's lunatic behavior. Me, perish the thought. Damn little yes spy. Who invited you here anyway, disgusting little creature? God knows where it's been. Go on, take your candy and get out of here. A setback. It'd be better all around if Alger had done the decent thing and eaten the candy. No messy death, no blood all over the place, but that Alger Haas, that was Alger Haas all over. No consideration for anyone but himself. I decided to avoid any more killing if possible, what with our relatives dying, and the judges would be really suspicious if our competition started popping off as well. Still, the way I figured it, there was only one way to skin a Haas. Next program, yet more confessions. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.